Good morning. Happy New Year to you all. This is New Year's Eve. Thank you all for visiting with us, and I hope you all had a Merry Christmas. But because Christ was born, every day is the miracle of life. And so we're continuing our studies in the book of 2 Samuel. We're in chapter 10, and we'll be looking at war breaks out. We'll see why as we go through this chapter. And it came to pass after this, and that's concerning what happened in chapter 9. It came to pass after this that the king of the children of Amon died, and Hanan, his son, reigned in his stead. Now, this is a parenthetical chapter, and it's also prophetic because these events of this chapter will not occur until we get to chapter 17. So this means there's no forward movement in these beginning verses. Verse 2, then said David, I will show kindness unto Hanan the son of Nahash, as his father showed kindness unto me, which will not, the narrative will be in chapter 17. And David sent to comfort him by the hand of his servants for his father. And David's servants came into the land of the children of Ammon. Now these are descendants of Lot's two daughters doing incest against him. These boys, Ammon and Moab, were born to those daughters. Verse 3. And the princes of the children of Ammon said unto Hanan, their lord, thinkest thou that David doth honor thy father, that he had sent comforters unto thee? Do you think David is honest about what he's doing? Hath not David, this implies wrongdoing, hath not David rather sent his servants unto thee to search the city and to spy it out and to overthrow it? So David is plotting against the children of Ammon, which is not what David is doing. He's genuinely remembering when Nahash, along with a couple of other men, brought him food while he was running from King Saul. So verse 4, wherefore, because of what his princes said, wherefore Hanan took David's servants and shaved off the one half of their beards and cut off their garments in the middle, even to their buttocks, and sent them away. So this was disregard for humanity, and they were greatly ashamed and embarrassed at what this king had done to them. Verse 5. When they told it to David, he sent to meet them. These men David sent to meet them, because the men were greatly ashamed that had their beards shaven and their buttocks showing. And the king said, tarry or wait at Jericho until your beards be grown, and then return. Verse 6. And when the children of Ammon saw that they stank before David, the children of Ammon sent and hired the Syrians of Beth-rehob and the Syrians of Zobah, 20,000 footmen, and of King Maacah 1,000 men, and of Ishtar 12,000 men. So these two countries, Syria and Ammon, is where war breaks out because they had been led to believe that David was fighting against them. Verse 7. And when David heard it, he sent Joab, who is his general, and all the hosts of the army of the mighty men. He sent his warriors and all the hosts of the mighty men. And the children of Ammon came out and put the battle in array at the entering in of the gate. And the Syrians of Zobah and of Rehob and Ishtar and Maacah were by themselves in the field. So all of these men are Syrians. So when Joab saw, verse 9, when Joab saw that the front of the battle was against him before and behind, he chose of all the choice men of Israel, the mighty men of Israel, and put them in array against the Syrians. So here's the war breaking out, and they will be fighting against each other. Verse 10, and the rest of the people he delivered into the hand of Abishai, his brother, that he might put them in array against the children of Ammon. And this array is they position themselves against the children of Ammon. Now this is this nation of Israel positioning themselves against the children of Ammon and Syria. Verse 11. And he said, if the Syrians, this is Joab speaking in verse 11, and he said, if the Syrians be too strong for me, then thou shalt help me, speaking to Abishai his brother. But if the children of Ammon be too strong for thee, then I will come and help thee. Then he tells his brother, be of good courage, and let us play the men for our people and for the cities of our God. And the Lord do that which seemeth him good. That God's will be done. Verse 13. And Joab drew near, and the people that were with him unto the battle against the Syrians, and they fled before him. Verse 14. And when the children of Ammon saw that the Syrians fled, then fled they also before Abishai, and entered into the city. So Joab returned from the children of Ammon and came to Jerusalem. So the Syrians and the Ammonites were defeated, and then they went back. Joab and the army went back to Jerusalem. Verse 15. And when the Syrians saw that they were smitten before Israel, they gathered themselves together. And Hadarezer sent and brought out the Syrians that were beyond the river, and they came to Helam. And Shuphat, the captain of the host, Hadarezer Shuphat went before them. So the captain went ahead of the army of Syria. Hadarezer is the king of Syria, or Damascus. And when it was told David, he gathered all Israel together and passed over Jordan and came to Helam. And the Syrians set themselves in array against David and fought with him. And the Syrians fled before Israel, and David slew the men of 700 chariots of the Syrians and 40,000 horsemen, and smote or killed Shubak, the captain of their army, who died there. So the captain died, as said in verse 16. And when all the kings that were servants to Hadarezer saw that they were smitten before Israel, they made peace with Israel and served them. So the Syrians feared to help the children of Ammon anymore. And in chapter 17, I believe, it'll show that they became servants against Ammon and the countries that were fighting against Israel. And this chapter, I said, is parenthetical because earlier when God was talking to David, he told David that he would be a king and his sons would be a king, would have his throne. And these events are just showing the progressive dealing of God with the people of Israel in order to bring Jesus from heaven to earth, to live an earthly life until his death, burial, and resurrection. And so all of the Bible is pointing to Jesus. And I pray that I'm able to convey that to you. That's my heart anyway. And as I teach you, I'm also learning. And so I never get wrong with studying and teaching the Word of God. So again, Happy New Year and blessings to you all and your families. Have a great day.